I'm very happy and privileged to have this chance to talk to you people, and I thank to the Banteji, Butapala Banteji, and thanks for you people to attend my talk. I'll share my slide. I prepared my slide in English, but I also wrote in English under the Korean sentence. So I think you people can follow the, even if my pronunciation is not good, you can at least guess what I'm talking about. So today's talk is about why do we practice sati. And because I'm a brain scientist, I will explain how sati practice change our brain. My talk will include some brain knowledge, but I will explain that it as easy as possible. Buddha tried to find a pathway to get rid of suffering. When we say suffering in Pali, it's dukkha. Dukkha, we specifically means unpleasant mental feeling. Unpleasant mental feeling. So this is in Pali word domanassa vedana. So Buddha found his own way to get rid of the unpleasant mental feeling. So we will focus on mental dissatisfaction or trouble in the heart. Why we get the dukkha, domanassa, is mental, unpleasant mental feeling? Why do we get that? How did Buddha view on this dukkha? Buddha has his own unique view on suffering. He thought we cannot do anything about whatever the existence. All beings existence. We cannot do anything about the beings or existence. Existence is just existence. It doesn't do anything. But I create suffering. This is very important. I create the suffering. The existence is just existence. Existence doesn't make suffering. I make suffering with the existence. So the best strategy, the best way to get out of this dukkha suffering is just let it go. Leave it alone. So just let the suffering goes and leave it alone. That's the best strategy to get out of the suffering. So the best strategy, what Buddha found, is letting it go. Don't touch it. Let it go. Don't get involved in the existence or whatever it is. To let go seems to be very easy. Yeah, it seems very easy, but only very, very, very few people can do that. We cannot let it go. Ordinary persons can never do this. This is actually very difficult to let it go. If you can do let it go, something, you leave it alone, then you are arahant. Yeah. You are enlightened. You attained the enlightenment. Okay. So only arahant can perfectly do let it go. But the good thing is that the enlightenment is not all or none. It is not all or none. It's a gradual thing. It's gradual. As much as you practice, you get benefits. As much as you practice, this is very important for like us ordinary people. To attain enlightenment is very difficult these days. But as long as we practice, we do sati practice, we get benefits as much as we try. This is very important. That's why ordinary people do sati practice. And today's topic is in two parts. The first part is why we can't let it go. Yeah. Why it is so difficult? Why is it so difficult to let it go? What is the reason? This is the first topic. I will explain the brain evidence for this. And then in the second part, I will talk the strategy, how we can change our mind, how we can change our brain to be able to let it go. Yeah. Okay. The saint from the old days said that accepting without going against, accepting everything without being against to it is carrying out a happy life. We in Korea, Korean people say that just accept and live as water flows. The water flows. It doesn't go from low to high position. It goes smoothly from high position to low level position. That's we say accept and live as the water flows. But carrying out like this attitude is very, very difficult. The Confucius, the Gongja Confucius, who lived in before Christ these years, he lived in the very close days like Buddha, because Buddha was born and passed away in these BC years, very, very close. And he said that only when he became 70 years old, he could do whatever he wanted without breaking the law. Whatever he did it didn't break the law. But this is the way the way living as the world flows. Even a saint like Confucius attained this living attitude only when he was 70. It means it's very difficult, almost impossible for ordinary people. Okay. A poet named Min Byung-do, Korean, wrote like this poem. I asked the grass about life. The grass replied it was shaking by wind. Yeah? I asked the water for life. I asked the water, what is life? And the water said, it's just flowing. I asked the mountain about life. The mountain replied, it is enduring. Yeah. Just living as it is, not going against, just accepting as it is, not going against is the happy life, good life. Yeah. That's when people get old, we can realize this. But in the younger days, we never understand this. Another poem by him is, I would like to live like a mountain, like a river, and I would like to live with my heart. I want to live with my heart, like a star, like a flower. Irrespective of meaningless discernment of mind, not being trapped myself by building a castle of desire. So what bothers us, what makes our mind unhappy, worry, is that the key word is discernment and desire. We should get rid of this discernment and desire. Don't discriminate. Don't have desires. Just let it go. Leave it alone. This kind of mind attitude is a happy mind. But it is very difficult to do this. We ordinary people cannot do this. That's why we need sati practice. And Beatles also sang this song. Yeah? You know this very well. Let it be, let it be. And the Buddha Bhanteji told us that the Beatles released this famous song after meditating in India, Bodh Gaya. The Beatles had meditation period in Bodh Gaya there, where you are being in now. And then after meditation, they released this famous "Let It Be." Yeah. So "Let It Be" is that much important to be happy. Just let it go. Let it go. Okay. Why this is so difficult? Why we cannot do let go? Yeah. Why it is so difficult? That's because of our brain. Yeah. Our brain is made so. Our brain don't let us to go, let it go. Yeah, the brain is the problem. This is our brain. Our brain evolved as we evolve. The brain function, there are many brain functions. And one brain function which was evolved is that discriminating function. Discriminating function do not let us to see existence as it is. We always make value judgment, and that judgment is based on me, my ego. Based on my ego, we judge the existence. That's a very and usually we do not satisfy. We are not satisfied with the whatever in front of us. All the existence usually not satisfactory. That brings us unhappy mind. And our mind is full of discernment and desire, and the existence will not satisfy this. That's why we become unhappy. This is our brain. Very well developed. We became very smart, and we have this brain region called prefrontal cortex, which the animals don't have. Okay. So our brain evolved from low function to very high function. But we can do many things very well, which these animals cannot do. That's because we have this very excellent brain. But unfortunately, our brain also developed its discernment function. This discernment function was very necessary when we human beings dominate other creations. Because of this discernment function, we can develop tools. We could develop tools, and with these tools, we created a modern civilization, and we dominate all creations. That's actually so. This discernment function worked in the very positive way during our evolution. But for us who lives in this modern civilized era, it is actually not very much necessary. We don't need to create. I'm saying that as a person, you don't need to create any further tools or any civilization. We just live. We just enjoy what was developed. That's all we need to do. But this discernment function is staying in our brain, and that function make us unhappy. Yeah. Okay. So our human brain has evolved from lower animals like mouse, cat, dog, and like this we evolved. Do you think the cat and dog also have distressed heart? Let's see a movie here. let's see the difference between cats and dog, how they behave. If see which one is smarter, which one has a more developed mind. Yeah. It's obvious, yeah, this cat's mind is simpler than dog's mind. Dog's mind is more complex. Mm. Dog does much complex behavior. Yeah, dog is smart. Yeah. It is known that dog and cat also have the stressed heart, but it's very simple. It's simpler than human beings. That's because their brain is much simpler than human beings. Yeah. We are distressed. We are unhappy, become unhappy because of the human brain has that function. So in the process of highly evolving human brain, the ability to discriminate and judge has also evolved. This discrimination and judging things was in one time it worked in the positive way, but for a person living these days, this is not actually necessary. This only brings us an unhappy mind. That brain is discerning and judging mind is this brain. That's called the default mode network. This is a very difficult brain science jargon terms, so I will not go into in detail. But just remember that this DMN, default mode network, is a brain for discernment and judgment based on ego. This makes us mental suffering. Yeah, from this front position and in the middle position here, the front and in the middle of our brain. And this the default mode network, this brain, inside our brain, this default mode network brain make us to cling to existence, create attachment to existence. And this brain prevent us from letting go. But because of this brain, we cannot do let it go. We have to reduce this function though. So reducing this function is practicing sati. This is very important message. You have to remember, or at least this, the sati practice is reducing the function of DMN. Because this DMN make us cling to existence, make us attachment to existence. Then let's move on to the next topic. How can we let it be or let it go? we just need to let it go. It seems very easy. And Buddha found that the sati is the way to let it go. That's why we do sati practice. If we do practice sati, we can be able to leave it alone or look at it as it is. It means existence. We can look existence as it is. I told in the beginning that suffering is just suffering. Existence is just existence. It doesn't do anything to us. But we suffer from existence. So we have to disconnect this. We have to let it go. Don't be attached to suffering. Just disconnect here, let it go. Okay. And sati is noting and knowing. Noting to the whatever you recognize. Note and knowing. That's sati. Sati practice strengthens this function, noting and knowing function. This is another very important message. Sati is sati practice is strengthening the function of noting and knowing. You remember this. So is it really possible to leave it alone or to let it go if you practice sati? Let me take just two examples. One is anger, and the other is depression or anxiety or worry. We get anger, not very often, but everybody gets anger in your life. The anger comes from the bottom by whatever external stimuli, adverse stimuli initiate the anger from the bottom to top. This is bottom initiating anger part of our brain, and then it comes up from bottom up to the prefrontal cortex here. Then if we have a very good prefrontal cortex, then we can suppress it from top down. If we don't have a good prefrontal cortex, in another word, if we don't have a strong sati power, we cannot notice this coming up, and we cannot suppress this anger. But if you practice sati, you will realize that you can notice the anger coming up, and as long as you can notice the coming up anger, then you can suppress it. That's how sati works. I know this. This happens to me, and I know my fellow student, sati student, all experience this very well. Since I practice sati, I really didn't broke out anger. I feel anger, but I don't break it out. That's sure. That's very for sure. So this is one benefit doing sati. The second example is depression. Depression is caused by internal thought, internal stimuli, like unpleasant memory or unpleasant episode. You remember this, and this memory comes up. This is also bottom up, coming up. And if you notice this unpleasant stimuli, then you can suppress this. But if you don't notice this coming up as adverse stimuli, then you are trapped. You are trapped by the unpleasant memory, and you become depressed. Okay, so this is my car accident. Last Sunday, I had a small accident with this car in a small back street, and you see the damage, my car damage here. It was not a very big damage, but I had this unpleasant accident. And then this unpleasant feeling continuously come up to my mind for a very long time. I could not get rid of. And I became very unhappy and depressed. Then I thought, why I do sati? Yeah, I do sati practice not to be very depressed, like in this situation. So I sat down and did the press sati. I noting the belly rising up and coming down, up and down, up and down. This is what you are practicing these days, yeah? And I did this. And then initially, the memory of the accident memory and the belly, noting to belly is competing each other. Initially, the accident and belly competes very rigorously. And then with time, as I concentrate on this belly movement, then as long as I pay attention, as long as I note this belly movement, then this accident does not come into my mind, and I could get rid of that unpleasant mind. And then after a while, after about 30 or 30 minutes and sitting sati, then this accident mind completely went away, and I could be very I could get out of the distressed mind. And I thought that if I didn't know this sati, I must have been caught by this unpleasant memory for a very long time. But when I did sati, then I could get rid of this unpleasant mind. Then after that, it seems that this accident mind gone completely away. This is why you do sati practice. If you have a stronger sati power, then you will get rid of this unpleasant memory quickly. If you don't have a strong sati power, then this unpleasant mind will linger longer. Yeah. So that's why we practice sati, to strengthen sati power. And this strengthening sati power means that I will explain it soon. So remember that sati training or sati practice is strengthening sati power. Sati is kind of mind muscle. Yeah. Yes, so I'm repeating that sati practice is a tool to strengthen your mind muscle. And this is also noting. It's kind of a sensory function. In Buddhism, there are six senses. But sati is the seventh sense. This is what Buddhapala Bhikkhu Panteji says. This is his own creation, seventh sense. This term is Buddhapala's own creation, and I totally agree. I totally agree with him. This is seventh sense. You do running or this lifting to strengthen your muscle, bodily muscle or cardiopulmonary function. And if you practice this, then you will have a stronger muscle or stronger cardiopulmonary function. The sati practice is brain practice. So you can use this. If this is aerobic, then this is neurobics for brain to increasing brain function. You can change muscle, make a stronger muscle. From weak muscle to stronger muscle, you changing the characteristics to change is called plasticity. And muscle cell has plasticity. From weak muscle cell, it becomes strong muscle cell. It's said that it has a plasticity. Neuron, the nerve cells also has plasticity. It becomes stronger. And nerve cells become also stronger. So strengthening the nerve cell is sati practice, the mind increasing mind muscle. In the brain, the neurons are connected each other, making a circuit or network. So this networks is the basic functional unit of brain. This network becomes stronger if you do sati practice. Yeah, so sati practice strengthens sati circuit. Strengthening sati circuit indicates strengthening the connection. The connection is called synapse. Two neurons are connected here. The connection point is called synapse. The connecting strength is stronger, becomes stronger. So by sati practice, you can make a stronger connection. Stronger connection means stronger network. The connecting point is called synapse. It become stronger or become weaker. If you use this neural circuit, if you use this circuit very open, then it becomes stronger. If you don't use it, becomes weaker. It becomes so the synapse changes from weaker to stronger, strong to weak shape. This is changeability. Changing the characteristic is called plasticity. Neuron has a plasticity. That's how we can change our brain. It's a bit difficult concept. So let me just go pass away. I will go pass away this. So if I have a strong sati power by doing sati practice, if I strengthened the sati network stronger, then I can note my belly very easily and very quickly. As long as I notice my belly, I do not notice this accident. The accident does not come into my mind. So I can stay on my belly movement. That's how I can get rid of this unpleasant mind. Okay. Let's see how this is neuron of our brain neuron in cultured in the in vitro. I mean, in the laboratory. See, this is very dynamic. It changes the shape very dynamically. This is the neuron you have in your brain. It changes the shape very dynamically. See, it extend out this line called axon and make a circuit by connecting to other neuron. See, growing at see, it's growing out some to make a connection. It grows this line out. See this one. So the a line comes extended out and connect to other neuron and make a connection, and then it make a circuit, a network. So the message here is that the neurons are very dynamic, The synapse is dynamic. At the connecting site, the synapse is very dynamic, and also the neuron itself, as a total, is also very dynamic. This is a very important but difficult slide to understand. But let me try to explain. See, practice, sitting practice or sati practice or walking sati practice, send out the signal from belly or from foot to brain, and then this brain is received here, and that this signal from belly, from foot, then it goes up to frontal area, frontal brain, and then this network, frontal, it's specifically called frontoparietal network. I say this is the sati network. Sati network recognize this, note sati network notes this coming signal. Because you repeatedly send out this belly, noting this belly movement, the signal continuously comes up, and then this sati network is activated repeatedly. The repeated activation is very important. If something, a network or neuron in the brain is repeatedly activated, it becomes stronger. If you practice many times, then this network becomes stronger. This sati network becomes stronger. This sati network is actually belongs to cognitive control network, the cognition. When we cognize the belly movement, cognize the sense of food. So sati network is cognitive cognition controlling network. All these, from Mano, Sati, Panya, and Nirvana, Vimutta is all belongs to cognitive control network, from lower level to higher and higher level. Mano is the sixth sense. Before Mano, there's five senses, five sensory organ. We have eye, nose, tongue, skin, like that. We have five senses. The sixth sense is Mano, and this is Mano network. I will not explain it detail, but just take my word. These are the Mano network, and then so this is sixth sense, Mano here, and this Sati network is above sixth sense. So this is seventh sensory system. Sati is seventh sensory system. That's why Buddha Bhikkhu Panteji said that this is Sati is seventh sensory, sensory. And Panya, I think he also says that Panya is eighth sensory. Probably the Nirvana is much higher sensory. So Sati practice is strengthening Sati network. Sati network is here in our frontal brain. The network's specific name is frontoparietal network. And this frontoparietal network belongs to cognitive control network. Cognitive control network is composed of many different levels. So it's called hierarchical structure. By step-by-step structure. From lower step, higher steps. From lower step, higher steps. So if you are asked by other person that why do you practice, then you should be able to answer that we do Sati practice to strengthen Sati power. How, if the person asks again, how you can increase your Sati power, then you should be able to answer, we strengthen Sati network. If you remember, memory is good, you may also say frontoparietal network, but you can easily remember Sati network. So this is very important slide. So if you increase, strengthen the Sati network, you can stay here and now, and you can do let go, and you are making let go brain. If this Sati network is weak, then your mind clings to existence, clings to, and become your mind become the delusion, unhappy mind, and delusion and unhappy mind is the function of DMN. DMN creates this delusion, and DMN is the clinging brain. And Sati practice is reducing this clinging brain, reducing the function of default mode network while increasing the Sati network. So by practicing this very long time, you can reduce, ultimately you can get rid of this DMN function and become Arahant. This is the brain base of the Sati practice. Sati network is actually like scattered like this Sati network, and this is TMN, clinging network. Okay. This is just a review. We have this clinging brain. That's why we cannot let it go. Because we have clinging brain, we are attached to or cling to existence. So we just be able to not to cling to existence. I will pass this. I explained all this. So don't cling to existence, whatever this existence. Don't cling. Don't attach to the existence. Just disconnect. Disconnecting. This disconnection can be achieved by sati function. If you note whatever this existence, then you can disconnect your mind from existence. You can develop this sati power because your brain is very dynamic, because your brain cell is very dynamic. Because of this function, we can change our mind. I'll pass. This is our brain. Eye, ear, the cerebrum inside the brain. It's cut in the middle. The cerebrum, cerebellum, spinal cord, pons medulla, midbrain, and thalamus here. It's very complex inside the brain. It's very complex. But see here that it has this is a circuit, neural circuit or neural network, like this neural network. It make very, very, very complex network. How complex? At least 11th dimension. It connected 11th dimension. Very complex network. This is circuit. Let's just briefly see how our brain shaped. It's made by Allen Institute in Seattle. Our brain totally we have 860 here. Say in English, how much is it? In 100 billion neurons in the brain, and about 15 billion neuron just in cerebrum. And if you this is brain neuron, and the neurons are connected like here, like this is connected. If you connect all these neuron in one line, then it becomes 76,000 kilometers. If you connect all the neurons in your brain, it becomes this long, because the Earth's equator is about 40,000 kilometers. You can round about more than 4 times of our your brain neuron. If it is connected, it can round up our Earth's equator more than 4 times. Amazing, isn't it? It's very, very, very long. That's fresh brain. If you cut it, Yeah. These are all neurons. Neurons. Yeah. Oh. You see this light coming down, and this light indicates here the electricity. The neuron make a electric bolt and send it out to the next neuron in the neural circuit. This is a brain neuron function. Make electricity and send out and through the circuit. That's what the brain does. Yeah, mind is just the activity of nerve cells, or more specifically, it's activity of neural circuit. The activity of neural circuit is mind. See here, this red mouse is engineered so that the brain cells, specifically the amygdala brain cells, will be activated with laser light. See, if laser light comes, then how this animal's behavior is changed. Not interested at all. Yeah? He is not interested in the wood stick. But yeah, now laser comes. The laser comes. Laser activates amygdaloid neuron, and then this animal's behavior become different, become aggressive. Yeah, aggressive is a kind of mind. So aggression are emerged, produced by amygdala activation. So mind is the result of neuronal activation. Yeah. Yes, a small cap. If laser comes, it attacks. So the mind is just the activity of nerve cells. So it is brain neurons. These are brain neurons. Brain neurons make electricity and send it out through the neural circuit. This is what the brain says. Brain neuron does. So you can make your mind as you like. Why? Because your brain cell changes dynamically. The direction of change is as you intend. If you intend to make your brain beautiful, then your brain become beautiful brain. I don't think you will make your brain ugly. Yeah. So if you want to make your brain a beautiful brain, then you can do it. Your brain changes because your brain cells are dynamically changing as you direct. So that's why Buddha told us that you should sati all the time. Whenever when you are walking or staying, sitting or lying down, talking or being silent or moving or being still. Whenever you should all the time should do sati. Yeah. So why? To strengthen your sati power. That's what Buddha taught us. Thank you very much for attention. Thank you.